I can guarantee that every single one of you who clicked on this video has fond memories of playing Wii Sports. I mean, it sold over 82 million copies and is the best-selling platform exclusive game of all time. This game was simple enough for the whole family to play. My 95-year-old great-grandmother could get up and kick the chocolate out of me in boxing with not even a broken hip coming out of it. And then there's the feeling of being active without really doing anything or being productive. The designers over at Nintendo managed to make a game demo with some of the most satisfying mechanics to repeat, while also making it about a universally understood topic. An institution of organized society, if you will. Recently, I've started playing Nintendo's Switch Sports, the spiritual successor to Wii Sports. Just, not on the Wii. Trying staples that I used to play on the original, such as tennis and golf, put me right back into my nostalgic feels about the older game. My thought process then went into this. Everyone that had a Wii in their household, or really anywhere around them, probably has memories of playing it. My goal is to take a trip in the Wayback Machine, looking at why any of us still care about Wii Sports enough to bring it up in memes and jokes. I want to understand why it had the impact that it did. Was the gameplay really that groundbreaking? Or are we misremembering in our love-drunk me haze? I'm gonna do my best to find out, but before we do that, I'm gonna shamelessly ask for you to subscribe. I put out content inconsistently that isn't really that great, but it's getting better, and who could say no to this space? For those of you that aren't in on this big group joke that we call Wii Sports, I'll give you a quick refresher. In the base Wii Sports, you can play 5 sports: tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing. You can either play solo, or, if you were lucky and had friends, up to 3 additional people could join you. Wii Sports was shipped at launch with every console outside of Japan, so saying that it's the highest selling single platform game might be slightly disingenuous, but technically it is true. In each sport, you could choose a Mii to play as, and your character would do many basic movements within the sport for you. Things like running and jumping were oftentimes done automatically, as the devs really just wanted the Wii's motion controls to be at the forefront. As mentioned before, this is first and foremost a tech demo, designed to teach people about the Wii's new and unique feature, so graphics and controls were kept as simple as possible. The motion controls were actually integrated very, very well, with the remotes being very responsive and surprisingly precise. Each game relied heavily on basic, repetitive motion that is often based on timing or speed at which the controller was moved. While most games with this type of repetition would get old very quickly, Wii Sports had very nice tactile feedback within each of the games. In baseball, if you got a big hit, the controller would vibrate at the point of impact with the ball, giving the player slightly more information than what was shown on screen. This feedback, combined with the fact that each sport had 3 additional practice modes where players could play alternate versions of their favorite sports, kept players coming back over and over. These practice modes brought unique twists on the base game, such as, getting points for hitting the ball to a certain location in baseball, or easily a fan favorite, 100-pin bowling. While the regular sports may have felt a bit basic at times, these modes felt like a breath of fresh air away from all of the mainstream modes that all of the normies were playing. For you competitors out there, each of the 5 main sports also had a rating system, where you could play games against AI Miis and climb the ladder. This system was great for those who had a competitive itch. Those who wanted to make pro in one or more sports had a reason to get on and grind every day. They had a reason to actually improve at the games. Some of you might be saying, Brayden, you just said a minute ago that the games were really simple and actively took control away from the player. What is there to improve at? Well, first, you're incredibly wrong. There's a surprising amount of variation that can be had when playing timing or rhythm games. Tennis was all about making sure that the ball didn't get past you when it was on your side, and stayed in bounds when it was on the opponent's side. Not only are those the actual objectives of real tennis, but they're purely based on timing in-game. The devs realized that many popular sports can be boiled down in a really simple way. But, just because they were simplified, it didn't mean that they had to lose their depth. Games like bowling and golf, while slower and more methodical than the others, required a certain level of consistency to truly be good. Each of the sports were quite addictive in their own ways, and I think that's the true key to Wii Sports' longevity in gameplay. While all of the other modes and ladders were nice, the base sports were just plain fun. Wii Sports came out in 2006. That's 17 years ago. We do have to take into account that many of us aren't playing as often as we did back in the day, but still, for the sports to hold up as they do, that's really impressive. As mentioned previously, the simplicity of both the game mechanics as well as the subject matter allowed Wii Sports to have widespread appeal. Going into the Wii's release, Nintendo was riding a wave of momentum from their most recent console releases at the time, the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. Because of this, as well as their widespread promotion of the console, the Wii was absolutely massive on launch, selling over 101 million units. The Wii was an easy vessel for Wii Sports to get into the hands of players eager to experience what this new console had to offer. Wii Sports was packaged with the console in every region aside from Japan. Widespread appeal combined with widespread distribution means an astronomical amount of households around the world with this game on their shelves. Over the years, Wii Sports has evolved from a simple, well-made game to living meme status among the gaming community. There's so many running jokes that even the theme music invokes thoughts of internet trolling. This meme status is definitely another reason why Wii Sports still feels fresh and new. A great example of this is Matt. Matt is the god king of Wii Sports. While each sport has different Miis at different positions in their competitive ladder, Matt is often regarded as the single most difficult Mii to play against. In, like, everything. Matt is the final Mii to face in boxing, but over the years, players realized that a high number of us had stories about Matt just being straight up unbeatable in every sport. Memes about Matt's proficiency have been circulating the internet for a few years now, and it's become the main foothold that Wii Sports maintains in current popular culture and social media. I think a lot of people on the internet really latched on to the fact that Wii Sports was so blatantly simple. A lot of memes and current jokes focused on the contrast of the bobbing jelly beans of the game compared to the nuanced and detailed character models of today's games. To be fair, I don't think those memes are incorrect. Wii Sports has given me infinitely more enjoyment, replayability, and fond memories than any game released in the past 5 years. There's so many things in modern games that this game doesn't need to be memorable. The Wii Sports community is different in that it is less consistently active than any other popular game. There are no tournaments, no esports scene, viewership numbers on Twitch sit in the low double digits. The age of the game necessitates a community that focuses more on longevity and nostalgia than mind-blowing game updates or viral content. Everyone still here is in it for the long haul, and my hope is that the community continues to help others explore the game here and there. While Switch Sports is an enjoyable game and by all accounts accomplished its goal as a follow-up game, it does not really accomplish its goal of being a spiritual successor. Switch Sports is a hollow imitation, without any of the spirit and charm of the original. There's a difference between understanding your strengths as an experience versus trying too hard to be something you're not. While a lot of improvements that the sequel makes to the gameplay do improve the feeling, that's not really what the players were looking for. Players wanted a game that they could mess around in, a game that allowed them to recreate a lot of the goofy feelings they had when they were younger. I understand why Nintendo would want to make a sequel. It's the same reason that 60% of half-decent Hollywood movies get one, but it was not executed with the right intentions, and it shows. So, what legacy does Wii Sports leave behind? When I think of Wii Sports, I think of the simplicity of my childhood. I think of the joy I felt about exploring newfound interests with friends, and discovering my love for gaming and popular culture. The Wii as a console will be remembered for a very, very long time, as a groundbreaking wave in its space, and I see no reason why Wii Sports should be remembered any differently. One of my bigger regrets is trading my old consoles and games into GameStop and losing that time capsule of my childhood. I think that this is one of the most important games of all time, reminding us that quality should always be over quantity or flash in the gaming sphere.